Willie D Live.
What's up, family? New York former mayor and Trump buddy Rudy Giuliani has been hospitalized. He's not doing well, fam. In fact, he's not expected to make it. Well, they didn't say that, but he's 81 years old, so I don't think he's gonna make it. I don't think he's gonna make it. Let us pray. Okay, that's enough. So check this out, family. Here's the article. The article per ABC News. Rudy Giuliani remains hospitalized in critical condition with pneumonia, spokesperson. Rudy Giuliani is hospitalized in critical condition and is recovering from pneumonia after being on a ventilator, his spokesperson said. The 81-year-old former New York City mayor is critical but stable, spokesperson Ted Goodman said in a statement on Sunday. He is being monitored as a precautionary measure, Goodman said in a follow-up statement on Monday. Giuliani served as New York City's mayor from 1994 to 2001. Goodman noted in Monday's statement that Giuliani ran toward the towers to help those in need on September 11, 2001, which later led to a diagnosis of restricted airway disease. This condition adds complications to any respiratory illness, and the virus quickly overwhelmed his body, requiring mechanical ventilation to maintain adequate oxygen and stabilize his condition, he said. Restrictive lung disease refers to a group of conditions where the lungs can't fully expand, so people take in less air and often feel short of breath. Here's what Trump had to say about it. Our fabulous Rudy Giuliani, a true warrior and the best mayor in the history of New York City by far, has been hospitalized and is in critical condition. What a tragedy that he was treated so badly by the radical left lunatics, Democrats, all, and he was right about everything. They cheated on the elections, fabricated hundreds of stories, did anything possible to destroy our nation. And now, look at Rudy. So sad. President Donald Trump. This dude don't know how to let an L go. If you hold on to the L, does that mean you're still a loser? Interesting. Extremely interesting. But let's take a look at Rudy Giuliani's record, and you'll understand why I don't care for the dude at all. I mean, not at all. Let's take a look at some of Rudy's core criticisms of his morality. Racial tensions and police brutality. See, that's the Rudy I know. His broken windows and zero tolerance policing strategies were seen by many as specifically targeting minority communities. High-profile incidents of police misconduct, such as the cases of Abner Louima and Abdou Diallo, led to widespread accusations of systemic racial bias and police brutality under his watch. Civil liberties violations. Giuliani administration lost dozens of lawsuits related to First Amendment violations. He was frequently accused of attempting to silence critics, banning protests at City Hall, and even threatening to defund the Brooklyn Museum over art he found offensive. He had a combative leadership style. He was known for an us against the world mentality, or us against them mentality, often refusing to meet with Black leaders or compromising with political opponents. His predecessor, Ed Koch, even wrote a book titled Nasty Man, detailing Giuliani's temperament. Pre-9/11 security failures. One frequent criticism involves his decision to place the city's emergency command center in the World Trade Center, despite it being a known terrorist target following the 1993 bombing. This decision led to the center's destruction on September 11, complicating the emergency response. Personal scandals. His personal life often spilled into public view, most notably when he announced his divorce from his wife, Donna Hanover, during a televised press conference before informing her privately. So I could go on and on and on. It's so much that he's done to harm the city of New York, but specifically Black people and other brown people in New York City. He was a horrible mayor. He was a horrible person, first of all, because in order to be a horrible mayor, you first of all have to be a horrible person. You dig what I'm saying? So he's a horrible person. Yeah, horrible person. His stop and frisk targeted Black and brown communities throughout New York. The rich people in New York and some of the others, they didn't have any problem with him because, for the same reason, they don't have any problem with Trump. Like right now, what Trump is doing, there's so many uncivilized mutts out there who have no problem with what he's doing. In fact, they continue to make excuses for him and enable him. These are the same people who were in action in New York City when he was mayor. They call it's funny how they talk about crime, right? When they talk about being tough on crime, they target Black and brown communities. Meanwhile, these other communities, this other community that's the dominant community, the one that's running the whole show, they're committing crime all over the city, but they're not being targeted. They only target Black and brown communities when they start talking about being tough on crime. It's so much corruption that goes on a daily basis in New York, so much crime that goes on in New York that is not committed by members in Black and brown communities. But they don't target those communities, including the crimes that Rudy Giuliani committed while mayor. But they don't talk about that because they're special and they got a lock on morality. Yeah, they have a lock on freedom. Who gets to be free and who don't? Who gets to break the law and who don't? Yeah, who gets to be a villain and who don't? It's no surprise that he was a good friend of Donald Trump's because he had that very same type of mentality. Us against them. Let's treat us and ours more special so that we can preserve this thing that we call, you know what I'm talking about, fam. Yeah, all day, every day. So Rudy was admitted into the hospital overnight with these complications for pneumonia, right? And there were people that was hoping that he died. There was people that was hoping that he did not make it. And then there were those who were indifferent. Then there was about 3 or 4, 5 people, 6, 7, 8, who was pulling for him to make it. You want to guess which one I was? Yeah, fair. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know some of y'all saying, "You're heartless, Willie D. You shouldn't be thinking like that." But here's the thing, fam. You would have never guessed which one I was pulling for. I was pulling for him because I need him to be here to see the whole play, how things are going to play out when the midterms come around in this year. When the midterms hit November, I need Rudy to be right there when all of those states turn blue. All those red states start turning blue. And here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, fam. I'm finna predict it right now. You might be able to play it. You'll probably play this. You might want to timestamp this video because I'm gonna tell you. I'm finna tell you to play right now. Democrats gonna put belt to ass in November. They're gonna win by landslide. They're gonna take over the House and the Senate, and then they're gonna go out there and do just what Joe Biden did. They're gonna mess it all up. They're going to mess it up. Now that, because they're going to mess it up, don't mean that the Republicans are any better, because they're going to mess it up too. I'm just saying that the Democrats do not know how to take advantage of prosperity. And I do believe that is because of the inner fighting and mixed interest within the Democratic Party. The Republican Party is very clear of what it is and what it stands for. Racism, white supremacy, racism, white supremacy. Get money, get money, get money. The Democrats, racism, white supremacy, racism, white supremacy, get money, get money, get money, act like we care about the poor and that we have a moral compass. So this is why oftentimes when the Republicans are doing things that are just totally destructive for other people, and even, sometimes their own, the Democrats don't put up too much of a fight because at the end of the day, they're going to benefit also from any of those gains that the Republicans make. I'm talking about white Democrats. They're going to benefit from any extra action that the Republicans get that's based on race initiatives. Those white Democrats are going to benefit, and that's why they don't fight so hard. They're all in the same club, fam. I know that's hard to accept, but and I ain't trying to get Trump reelected or none of that, and I ain't trying to do all that, but I'm just calling a strike and a ball a ball. This is how it is. They do not know how to take the gains and grow the gains. They get the gains and then they give it all back. Biden could have slam dunked the thing. He could have had everything intact if he'd have came in from day one and started and passed that anti-lynching bill instead of that's been around for decades, as opposed to coming in day one and passing an anti-Asian hate bill that has only been around for a few months. See, that was a slap in the face, and there was a lot of Democrats that stayed home to punish the Democrats because of that. See what I'm saying? They don't know how to accept prosperity. It seems like they have a problem with prosperity. They don't know how to pounce on it. When they get it, they don't know how to maintain it. They get it, get comfortable, and then lose it. And then here we go again, fighting to get back on top again. That's the way they operate. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.